Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right, the Swami George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Let's go to Spotlight. Top athletic performances of the week. Softball. Marissa DeLuca of Pine Richland, 4 for 4 in a 6-2 win over Norwin. Pitcher Sydney Selker of Freeport. She had 12 strikeouts, a one-hitter, and a 4-2 win over Greensburg-Salem. She's having a great year. Mackenzie Parks, AC Valley. She had 3 hits twice last week. Ashley Fox of Karn City, 4 RBI. And pitcher Maddie Gross of Seneca Valley. She had 3 scoreless and hitless innings, plus she belted the grand slam in a 17-0 win over Butler. In baseball, guys, all the years we've been doing this, how about this performance? Pitcher Justin Stupka of North Catholic, he struck out 18 in a 7-0 win over Freeport. I don't think we've ever had that many by a baseball pitcher before. Anthony Mengine of Pine Richland, 3 hits. Brady Gavola of Butler, 5 RBI. Malik Metcalf of Karn City, 3 hits. And in tennis, congratulations to Nicholas Scheller of North Catholic. He won his 2nd straight WPIAL 2A tennis singles championship. That's pretty amazing.
I saw him. He's devastating. It's hard to believe somebody's better in the state. But they said he got beat in the state championship last year. So he hits the ball like a pro. And he came from out of state, came in and just dominated at North Catholic.
And in girls track, Hannah Burgoon of Montauk, she was first in the 1,600 meters, the 800, and the 3,200. That's longer than what you guys took to drive here.
Absolutely.
What an effort that is to win those 3.
That'll wear you out.
I would say.
That's why you have to make those decisions when you go farther down.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Can you keep doing that?
No.
Because you can as the season goes. You tend to get
during
burned
the
out.
season you can, but when you get the big, you got to decide which one you want to do.
And in boys track, the Butler boys won a tri-state track and field coaches association track meet at West Mifflin. Presley Ornelas was first in both hurdle events, and Cody Daniels of Montauk, he won the 110 hurdles, the high jump, and a long jump in a triangular meet. And in news, it's official. The Mars School Board voted 7-1 to name Eric Kasparovich as their new head football coach. He will be our guest next week. And Amy Schuneman, WPL Executive Director, has announced she will step down as Executive Director in May.
Did you see that coming, Eddie?
No, I did not.
Okay. Because I know you talked to her many times.
I've talked to her a number of times, and I know the hours that she puts in. It's grueling. She has a young daughter in school, so she's going to another position. You know, she served before as an athletic director. I don't know if her new position is sports related or not.
They said it was a nonprofit.
Is that what
she's
I
been
heard?
Involved in that, and she really liked it. You know, so
She's
sometimes
raised food.
Yeah, sometimes you want to be happy. You
Right.
know, I'm thinking that the head of the WPIL, I don't think you get a lot of compliments.
No, and I'm sure her day starts early, ends late, and the phone never stops ringing until she goes to
Nobody
bed.
calls and said you're doing a good
No,
job.
No.
That's the one call you're not getting.
No.
It's
That's
the truth.
like coaching. No one is ever going to come up after the game and say, "Boy, Al, your team is good. My kid stinks. You're doing the right thing."
It's never we're happy. There's
No,
always a problem.
absolutely.
When the phone rings, like you said, there's an issue. Can we have this? Can we have that? Always dealing with something.
That's why you have to have a temperament
Yeah.
that fits that.
Yeah.
Tim O'Malley had that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
he understood
Best.
I'm going to do everything the best I can and let them complain how much they want.
He was the best, in my mind.
Yeah, he was.
He's the best.
And I don't know her as well.
He's
He
the
was-
best problem solver
Unflappable.
I've ever been around. He's the one guy that could give you bad news and you're not mad. Now that's not.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a
thing to
compliment.
What
have.
I say about Amy, she was always open, always good in the
Yeah,
interviews.
sure.
She was even keeled also. And I think that since she took over, the problems have increased, especially with this stuff. And we don't have time today to talk about what they want to do with basketball.
Right.
That's the main thing. And it's out of her hands. There isn't anything she can do with it unless the PIA gives it. It's okay.
She's one of 12 districts. She's not autonomous unless they were to pull out and everything, and you know they're not.
And also, the committees vote. You know, I have a couple of friends who are on all the committees. She doesn't make every decision herself. You know, the committees get together and say, okay, this is what we think is right or wrong.
And
You know my thoughts on committees.
Yeah.
Usually they don't work, huh?
That's how the horse became a camel.
Exactly.
And here's the other thing. Football drives the force here because a few years ago, I believe she sent out a survey. Do you want to stay in the state playoffs in football, or do you want to just end it with WPL? The athletic directors have said we want to stay in the state playoffs, which is cutting the basketball season. And,
Absolutely.
it's a long
That's never
football
changed, by the way.
season.
No,
That's
No,
never
not
changed.
now.
And don't
Football's
forget,
the king.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, we're going to move ahead now with the NFL drafts coming up. We're going to have our mock draft and our Steelers draft. And once again, this is not a science. There's ample evidence that these players will be great, but there's no proof who's going to make it and be a star. If this were a science, then MIT, Massachusetts Institute of
never
Technology,
right.
would do the draft. How many over the years we've said, this guy can't, never made it.
No,
Never.
or the other guy, you're somebody with these experts. They only get 2 out of 32 or 3, because I say this all the time. Only takes one goofball
Right.
up the, and usually it's a guy with more money than brains. Which in that league there are a lot of them, and they do some crazy pick and throws the whole thing out of whack.
Hey, look at this. Antonio Brown, who saw him coming. Hines Ward.
Right here, hey, we did. I hate
Okay.
to say, but
I mean, there
not
was
like
no
that success. No,
there was no like he's a surefire number.
No.
Hines Ward. I mean, said, why'd they pick this guy? He's slow. He was
well, Brady's the old timer.
Yeah, Brady's the all-timer. And you get down through the years, New England won Super Bowls with guys we never heard. They played lacrosse in college, or they were a quarterback, and he switched them to a wide receiver. A lot of the stuff that the Steelers have done also through the years. So we're going to proceed and go ahead. We're going to go categories. You guys jump in. I just put them in a rating, once again, not scientific. Quarterbacks, top, Kenny Pickett, number 1, Sam Howell, number 2, Carson Strong. If you want a big, strong-arm quarterback, it's him, but no mobility. Malik Willis, a Liberty guy, strong arm, accuracy issues, and Matt Corral, Mississippi, 6'2", 205.
Well,
Who do you like?
I'm way above everybody else. I have this guy way above, and it's Matt Corral. I watched him play in the SEC. See, he's played already pros, and he dominated the SEC. I think he's way better than all of them. They're all talking about Willis and Pickett.
Right. Yeah.
Matt Corral's the guy. He moves better than any of them, has a stronger arm than any of them. Only problem is he's got hurt running the football.
See, I like Sam Howell.
If he doesn't get hurt, I love Matt Corral.
I see those guys that both have that body type. I think Willis is going first. I think you missed him.
Yeah, well, I have him at number 4.
I'm not saying I think he should be first.
Right.
I'm saying I think he's going real early.
Well, all the gurus,
No.
all the gurus say he's a 2-3 year guy you got to wait on.
Yeah.
So if you want to take him and wait on him and develop him, but if you need a quarterback right away, then he's not your guy. But everyone's impressed with Carson Strong's arm, but he had 2 knee surgeries. He's not very mobile.
He can't move. I won't take
Can't
it.
move.
There's no one I would ever take in the pros
Yeah.
that can't move. That's my number 1 thing today, by the way.
Yeah, you got
if you ask me in the pros,
Well-
you better be able to get out of there, or you better be Brady that can read it so fast and get the ball out.
Well,
quick.
here's what I like about Sam Howell. He rushed for 800 yards last year. Didn't have the passing he had his junior year because all of his receivers graduated. But I watched him play several times. He takes hits. He gets right back up, gets in a huddle. I think he's tough. I think he has an outstanding arm.
I always
like
liked
his
him.
ability.
I always liked. I just think Corral's way above all of them. So that's what's interesting in the draft.
Yeah.
You say it now because they're all saying Mayfield. I told you couldn't play.
Yeah.
I read everything on Mayfield. They all said, "Oh, he's got to be the number 1 pick in the draft."
And-
they always.
And it's opinion.
That's what's great about it, yes.
And I remember when Coach Urim used to tell me with Chuck Noll, the guys that come in, Coach, this guy bench pressed this. He did the vertical jump this. Noll would say, put the film on. Let me see if he can play.
And that's why I like Corral.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Willis
it.
against Middle Tennessee, 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Against Louisiana Tech, 3 interceptions.
And he
These
washed
are lousy
out,
teams.
And he washed out at Auburn.
Yes.
It wasn't like he got beat out by it was Bo Nix.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? He's
Hey,
We'll see.
here's a couple of sleepers, guys. Desmond Ritter, since he's
Oh,
6'4", 210, and Bailey Zapp, Western Kentucky. They say of all the quarterbacks, for a short-range passes, accuracy, he might be the best.
I like Cincinnati quarterback.
I do, too.
He took a team
Dual
that
threat.
was not around, and
Yeah.
he can move. That's why I like guys.
They
And he has
say
that size.
Tomlin really likes him. Now, they put so much info out. You don't know what's
some of it's
a
camouflage,
diversion.
yes.
No, absolutely. But you mentioned the other than Ritter, the guy from Western. Boy, did he have a bowl game!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
He threw the ball over the field.
Yes, he did.
I don't think the Steelers should take a quarterback, by the way.
Well, we're going to
get
get to that. We're going to get to that. And let's go to wide receivers. Boy, you talk about a guy who could do it all. Has all the ingredients to be great. It's Garrett Wilson of Ohio State, 5'11", 192, 4.45. He's gifted, great route runner. Number 2, this is a guy I like, Drake London of USC, 6'4", 210, and runs a 4.49 strong with great hands, can catch it over the middle. And here's another Ohio State guy, number 3, Chris Olave, 6 foot, 195, 4.45 speed also. And then here's a guy, this is a freak, Traylon Burks of Arkansas, 6'3", 230, runs a 4.4.
He didn't have the best quarterback.
No.
I saw him play. I
Last
watched
time
him play
Arkansas had
7
one.
or 8 times. They beat up Penn State in that bowl game. The thing with those Ohio State guys, I know this sounds trite, but they kept the kid from Southern Columbia on the bench, so I know how good they are.
Yeah. And Jamison Williams of Alabama, maybe the best, but the ACL tear.
Yeah.
He has what, 4.3 speed.
That's my guy.
Is he going
My
to be able to play?
Yeah, I have James. I believe in doctors today. James Williams, when I watched the games, he was better. He was different than any receiver I saw in the country. Alabama, he was
If
just
he were
amazing.
healthy, he'd be my number 1.
Yeah, so that is my number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you named my number 2 guy, the guy from Arkansas.
Yeah.
I really like a guy from Western Michigan. I watched him play.
Yes.
Kai Moore.
Yes.
I'm telling you, he's going under the radar. He's going to be the next guy they're going to say,
Ask
where did he
Pitt.
come from?
Ask
Yeah, and
Pitt.
there's so many others. We just can't.
Yeah,
we
but I
just
wanna
can't
name
get
3
to
that I
them.
Well,
like.
they say it's the deepest. You
Yeah.
don't have. If you need a receiver, they're there.
And Drake London, this kid's a freak.
different.
At
Oh,
6'4",
he's different.
210
Yeah, big.
with a 4.49.
Those Southern Cal
speed.
quarterbacks and receivers, it seems like they always have them. Now the guy's at Pitt, but he's got good receivers
And
at Pitt.
the other Southern Cal quarterback was 7'0", Georgia, JT Daniels.
Yeah.
He's at West Virginia.
Just went there last
and that's
week.
where Southern Cal's offensive coordinator is.
Oh yeah.
Hey, let's
That's
go.
opening game for Pitt.
Yeah, let's go to running backs. Number 1, I have him. Brees Hall of Iowa State, 6'1", 220, 4.55. Just a powerful runner. And Kenneth Walker, Michigan State, did it all. Strong slasher type. I like slasher type runners. He's that compact built, 5'10", 210. And this kid, Brian Robinson, Alabama, typical Alabama running back. Big, 6'1", 225, runs a 4.5, just the typical physical Alabama running back. And if you want to do it all back, Kyron Williams of Notre Dame, not great size, 5'9", 200, 4.5, but good receiver and good runner. And Zamir White of Georgia, 6 foot 215, 4.49, great cutback against the grain type of runner. And here's a sleeper for you, Master Teague, the third out of Ohio State, 5'11", 5'11", 230.
I would tell you my Master
And he's
Teague.
a bruiser.
Let me give you my Master
Oh,
Teague
my
story.
God.
I'll tell you about it.
He's a bruising. He's a Steeler
Yeah,
runner.
he was a backup as a freshman, and he gets in against Northwestern, and he just starts. And I could see Pat Fitzgerald over there on the sideline, thinking, "We're not going to be up next year either." I mean, the guy, you should see what he ran for in high
See
school.
how he's built.
Oh yeah, I've seen
5'11",
him.
230. Someone's going to grab him, and they're going to say, how did everyone else miss him?
Oh, yeah, there's some
Hey, how about the fastest guy in the combine, North Dakota State?
strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
I
All
like
right.
Tyler Algier. I really like him at BYU. I thought he was an outstanding running back.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy I circled and said,
Hey, they were
There's so
different.
many.
somebody's
Hey.
going to get him and going to.
You know what? They were different when he wasn't in there.
Yes, he's a
When
stud.
he was in there, they were
He's a
dangerous.
stud.
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, let's go to tight ends, boy. If you want a big, athletic tight end, Jalen Wiedermeyer, Texas A&M, 6'5", 255. Just a freak at a tight end. If you want someone with great hands, the best hands, not all around, then you like Trey McBride of Colorado State, 6'3", 250. Charlie Kohler of Iowa State, 6'6", 257, all around. And Grant Calcaterra of SMU, 6'3", 245, runs a 4.6. And Greg Dulcich at UCLA, a lot of people like him. He's fearless over the middle, 6'4", 250.
I think they're just all second, maybe third round players.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
see any of those like coming out or
No Gesicki.
or Gronkowski.
No
you know.
Gesicki.
No,
No.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
And Wiedermeyer might surprise. Late.
Well, he's got the size.
Fine.
Yes.
He might be someone that the Rams might take late in the game as a backup.
They would like a guy like that.
Yeah.
They would like a guy like that. Yes.
And offensive tackle, Evan Neal of Alabama, 6'7", 350. He's just a road grader.
He's so huge.
He was
Yeah.
on that freak list. Remember the guy did the freak list? He was number one. The Notre Dame safety
How they
was
jumped
2.
up on the
Yeah.
on the
Jump. Yeah, he
Yes.
was 4 feet out.
And the second guy, I mean, they could have two number one. Ikeem Ekwonu of North Carolina State, 6'4", 320. They say he's very athletic and powerful.
He's the one I like. So
Yeah.
I watched them all play, and I went to YouTube and watched him. He's the strongest of the bunch. I mean, he'll take you, tear you apart.
Great strength.
And he'll play after the whistle. I like those. I like the guys that are
Little-
wicked. You
Yeah.
know?
Rocks
Right.
and the snowballs.
Yes.
Well, if you
Yes.
want someone wicked, then you like Zion Johnson, Boston College guard, 6'3", 314. He could play anywhere in the offensive line.
That's why I like him. You're a good point.
He could play anywhere, and he's nasty.
Yeah, Steelers need those kind of linemen. They can play multiple positions. That's important.
And if you want a quick, agile offensive lineman, all around, Charles Cross of Mississippi State, 6'5", 310 as a guard.
Tell you why you like him, because Mississippi State throws the ball every down.
Yeah.
So he really knows
You know
how
he
to
can pass.
Very
pass
quick
rush.
and athletic.
He can pass. I mean, pass block.
And who runs the ball in the pros?
Yes. Want to be somebody who can pass block.
Now
yes.
you want a space eater, Daniel Layla. I don't know if I have his name.
You don't have to
correct
correct
me.
him. You can-
Minnesota,
Yes. The
6'8",
biggest guy there is.
390. He's huge, but they say he's outstanding feet, very
I
athletic.
remember when he recruited him. That's the row the boat guy. Mm-hmm. And when he recruited him, he talking to him. I think they had to get a little weight off him. I think he may have been over.
Oh, he was about 415,
Yeah, he was
420.
more minimum wage is his nickname.
Oh, and a sleeper to me is Rasheed Walker of Penn State, 6'6", 325.
Well, Penn State has in the past always had great offensive linemen. They haven't had them lately, so that'll be interesting to see what happens.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
They cannot run the football.
That's a weak spot for them coming into this
Real weak
this
coming
year.
this year, too,
The
yes.
offensive
Yep.
line is a weak
I
spot.
know.
And to me, you don't have an offensive line at any level.
no chance.
You're not going
You have no
anywhere.
You know that they lost Jody Brown a couple years ago, which could make the line look better.
Right. Hey, guards, Kenyon Green, Texas A&M. This guy's a freak, 6'4", 325. He could play tackle also. Great strength. And the kid, they say, is quick and physical. Maybe the best of them all is Sean Ryan of UCLA, 6'4", 320.
Well, he gets great coaching out in UCLA with regard to pros, because that's the way that their head coach has been in the pros and in college, so he'll know
Kelly.
the pro game. Yes.
Now, if you want a violent blocker, great run blocker, it's Ed Ingram of LSU, 6'3", 315. And Joshua Ezidu of North Carolina, 6'4", 325. These
Well, then
guys
they're
are
all
just
huge
mess.
people. Think about how big they are. Jeez, oh man.
And here's one that the pros are high on, Cole Strange, Chattanooga, 6'4", 300.
Yeah, he'd be one of those guys that you have to see film on, because you would not see Chat. You would know.
You didn't
would
see him
know,
play.
but
I didn't
yes.
see him play.
Right.
And
That's why those East-West games are important in the combines.
Mm-hmm.
They see them against guys comparable.
And a sleeper here is Chris Paul Tulsa, 6'3", 325.
They've been raving about him since he came into the program. So he might not be under the. I don't think anybody's under the water.
No.
Seriously, they know everybody now.
Too much info.
Yes.
And centers, they're talking raves about this kid. At first they said, well, his arms are too short, but Tyler Linderbaum, Iowa, 6'3", 290, he's just blown them away.
Let me tell you.
Come into college as a defensive
Hey,
tackle.
let me tell you about him. He went out of that game against in the bowl game against Tennessee, and it was so noticeable when he went out. They actually put him back in.
Yeah,
He
he's
is my favorite of all.
tough as nails.
You asked me who should
Yeah.
Steelers should take.
Yeah.
That's the guy. That's the guy I want. I think. Remember, when
He's a
Steelers had great
10-year
teams. They had Webster, they had Dawson. They've always had great centers.
Yes.
Yes.
I think he's better than
he-
Creed Humphrey
he-
from last
he-
year.
he's
I think
smart,
he's tremendous.
smooth,
I think
athletic.
he dominates.
And now here's another kid. If you want a big pro-type NFL center, it's Nick Ford of Utah, 6'5", 315.
Yeah.
And Donovan West of Arizona State, 6'3", 300. He was a one-time wrestler. I like those guys, that kind of athletic ability. And here's another guy, Boston College, Alec Lindstrom, 6'3", 298. And Luke Waterberg of Washington, 6'5", 300.
Yeah,
There's help there if the Steelers want someone there.
yeah. I think Linderbaum's so much better. I think he's the best offensive lineman in the draft. So if I'm going to take the best guy,
Yeah.
I think he's the best. And also, I think you need a great center when you're in the zone blocking schemes.
I don't think he'll be there at number 20.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Washington's most disappointing team in the country. College.
Yeah.
They were just awful.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
Hey, defense, I have number 1. It's a toss-up here. Aiden Hutchinson of Michigan, 6'6", 260, quick, strong, and he's relentless. That's what I like about him. But right behind him is Kayvon Thibodeau of Oregon, 6'4", 255, a 4'6". Great athlete, but my concern here, does he have the intensity play after play?
He's clowny, and I don't want anybody to do with clowny. He'll play one great game and play 6. He doesn't want to be out there.
Right,
so I would
what
not
I'm
take
saying.
him.
That's what
I thought Jacksonville might take this Iquanu, the defensive line. I wasn't sure, and I looked at, and the thing about it is, they're starting it off. They're going to determine how this draft goes.
Yep. And here's a kid I really like, Trayvon Walker, Georgia, 6'5", 280, just a great athlete. He can run down running backs. That's a rare find right there at 6'5", 280, with that kind of speed.
I'll predict that right now. That's who Jacksonville's going to take.
First guy.
I believe he's going up the ladder, going past everybody.
Yeah.
I still like Hutchinson more, but because describe what you just described the guy, 6'4", 280, and runs faster than anybody on the field.
Jacksonville,
another
Detroit,
inch.
Houston. You know what I mean?
So
I thought he might go. Walker might go to Houston third, but if he comes up the board, then that'll leave Hutchinson.
Yes.
He'll be second.
and that's what happened. You just talked about. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They changed the whole board around when they
One guy.
Well, here's another freak. His team wasn't good. Was Jermaine Johnson of Florida State, 6'5", 255, 4.68 speed. This kid is really good. He's a defensive end that no one's talking about.
He transferred from Auburn or
Somewhere.
He was an SEC guy that ended up at Florida State. Any of those, you never go wrong taking an SEC defensive player. They're all just you use the word freak about 4 times a day.
Yeah.
They're all freaks in the SEC.
And Drake Johnson of USC, 6'4", 250, 4.65 speed. Another player no one's talking much about, but very good edge rusher. And a sleeper is a big defensive end from Purdue, George Karlaitis. He's 6'4", 270, strong, steady, consistent, not flashy.
Best pass rusher in the draft, except for Hutchinson. I jump on him so fast. He unbelievable pass rusher. I'd take him right
And
this
he's
minute.
steady. He gives you a
every
great play every down.
I love him.
All right, let's go to defensive tackle, a guy that everyone's talking about, Jordan Davis of Georgia, 6'6", 350, the ideal nose tackle. He gobbles them up, spits them
Run
out.
him down sideways. He knows.
He'll improve any team's defense against the rush.
Yeah, and that's why we're not taking him big. We just said he's great against the run.
Yeah.
But he's not a great pass rusher.
No, he's not.
I don't want anybody. I want Darnold. If I'm going to play, I want a tackle. If I'm going to
But depending on your need, if you were giving up 150 yards a game rushing,
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Then you want to stuff it
then
like
he's
him.
in there. Yes.
But now maybe you want someone a little more all around. You want Fedarian Mathis of Alabama, 6'4", 313, strength and quickness.
Yeah, I want somebody to get up the field.
He can get up the
I want
field.
somebody to get up the field.
You
That's
got to
what I want.
figure Alabama too. You're getting a guy that's been coached. He's not going to be so sensitive if you say something. You know what I mean? That's big. A lot of these guys have never been yelled at.
Now, if you want someone against the run and can rush, then you want Logan Hall out of Houston, 6'6", 278.
Yeah, I'd rather have him. Tell you the truth.
He could do it all.
I would.
And Devontae Wyatt of Georgia, 6'3", 310. Chris Hinton of Michigan, 6'4", 310. And a sleeper is John Ridgway of Arkansas, 6'5", 320.
A guy you didn't mention, I saw in the Senior Bowl, I thought was Perry Ann Winfrey from Oklahoma. Just up the field so fast. I want guys that can get up the field. That's the guy I take.
All right, let's go to inside linebacker. And everyone, this kid's a bruiser. Christian Harris of Alabama, 6'2", 235, 4.57 speed, athletic, great pursuit. He can stuff the run, can do it all.
Seems like Alabama linebackers always do well in the pros, too.
Yeah.
So they're not quarterbacks are not so good.
Running
but
backs.
And
the running backs and linebackers.
they say the team holding its breath, wanting to take him, is New England.
It fits the bill, doesn't it?
he's there.
He tries to get saving guys all the time.
Yeah.
And here's a kid I really like. He's a tough kid, Chad Mumma of Wyoming, 6'3", 230, very aggressive and relentless, too.
Great leader, too. I watched him how the team rallies around him. Wyoming, on TV, George watches all the games, and I see some of them. When he's on the field, their team's different. George made that point. Some kids
absolutely.
just make their team so much
Yeah.
better.
No, that's what they're. Don't think they're not looking for guys because the size is so difficult, to differentiate. One guy's 6'3", 285, the other guy's 6'5", 312. Really?
And N'Kobe Dean of Georgia at number 3. The only question here is he's a little bit short, 5'11", 225,
Yeah.
about covering tight ends, but he's smart, he's tough. And Devin Lloyd of Utah, 6'3", 235. He was recruited as a safety, so you know how good of an athlete that he is. And here's another player a lot of people are high on, solid in pass coverage, is Brian Asamoah of Oklahoma.
That point of you better be able to play the run and the pass. Pittsburgh found out with Bush. They
Yeah.
thought Bush would cover.
That's a question.
You need to be able to do both.
Dean.
Don't take somebody who doesn't cover the pass or they're good against the run. Don't take a high in the draft unless you can do both.
Hey, you want a Levon Kirkland type? You want then my sleeper Leo Chenal of Wisconsin, 6'2", 260.
Wisconsin guys, they seem to come through also.
And we're going to finish here with outside linebackers, David Ojabo of Michigan, 6'5", 248, 4'5'9".
Well, he had a bad injury though. I don't think
Right.
I'll take a chance on him.
Yeah, but here's a linebacker a lot of people didn't see from Miami of Ohio, Dominique Robinson, 6'5", 253, and runs a 4.6.
I saw him, and he was dominant on certain plays. Once again, he takes off plays. I hate guys that take off plays. I want guys to play every. That's why.
Absolutely.
That's like
you
we
know,
were
that's
talking about a lineman coming to Pittsburgh, and the guy said the only he's 6'3", 341. The guy said we have to worry about his weight. My thought is if I'm worried about his weight at
can't take
21,
him.
I can't take him.
I can't take him.
And we'll round it out with Nick Benito of Oklahoma, Aaron Hansford of Texas A&M, a lot of teams high on him, and Terrell Bernard of Baylor, 6'1", 225, and a sleeper is JoJo Donovan of Nebraska, 6'1", 230 with 4.5 speed.
Yeah, they want speed. That and I understand that. You have no chance in the pros if you can't run them down. Yeah.
Hey, we run out of time. We'll finish up next week with the defensive backs, and then we'll get to our top picks and the Steeler picks. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
No one plans for a plumbing emergency. If it happens, turn to the experts at Armstrong Comfort Solutions. Matt Mertz Plumbing is now part of the Armstrong Comfort family. Do you have a leaking pipe, a toilet backing up? When you need a plumber, you want an honest, licensed professional. We're available 24/7. Our plumbing experts can handle any need or emergency, including trenchless sewer replacement. Armstrong Comfort Solutions and Matt Mertz Plumbing, two great local companies coming together to better serve Western PA.